So you won't get rich if you're buying into a bull run, especially at the peak end of the bull run, especially as well if you do not take profit. That's kind of obvious, right? I know. However, this video I'm going to give you a bit of realism. I'm going to show you that how speculative this market can be. You have control of your own destiny by some clever thinking, by basically zooming out, knowing what you're doing and making a plan. I have links below to my Patreon. I have them to my Learning Crypto courses. If you understand the plan, you can beat any market by being ahead of it, by just being realistic, right? Most people do not become realistic because they want more and more and more when they think they've already missed the gains. This is why buying in a bull market can be very, very dangerous and often leads to more losses than actual gains. The wealth is in the bear market, not the bull market, and this is what this video is going to show you. So let's talk about it. On the screen we've got the S&P 500, the overall index of the top 500 assets in the US, right? Now I pinpointed these two areas here. Now this is low probability, but there's an option. It's an option. Personally, I don't think we'll ever get there. However, I do think we are going to go for a nice sharp correction down potentially to potential COVID levels again. I feel there will be an opportunity for people in the stock market here to load up, put it that way. I also think the same for the world of crypto too. Now this is the element to it. The obvious in the room is we will probably go lower at some point if the economy takes yet another turn. It's already on that, I think, already on that tram line to go that way anyways. Personally, that's my personal opinion, not financial advice. But again, if you're not buying any lows, any support levels, and you're not doing this over a period of time with a plan, you're playing the wrong game. You really are. Have a plan. I've literally done a video on my Patreon not too long ago about making a plan for starting a portfolio. I'm going to do a copy portfolio. 5 assets, $5,000. We're going to plan it. We're going to do it all together. It'll be good fun, right? See how it goes. The element to it is you need to know what you're buying. You need to know roughly how much you're going to put in and when you want to kind of buy. Now, that doesn't mean just wait for the obvious of, oh, let's go to like Polkadot $2. Let's try and get as far away from all-time highs as possible, which is a great method, but do it incrementally. Don't just miss out because you think you're going to go for it. I do some ballsy predictions. Doesn't mean we're going to get there, but that little gap, that little field of view that you've got where you can plunk little orders, guess what? I'll be buying. So let's talk about a few things, okay? Keep it super simple. I want to talk about the S&P. Obviously, the NASDAQ as well. You can see how high these have gone and where they could go. Now, if we are going to hit a recession, if, keyword here, if unemployment data starts going up, if the GDP carries on going down, if we're going to get more and more issues with energy crisis and all kinds of stuff like that, we're going to have some issues and there may well be sell-offs because people will be changing their spending habits. Will people want to invest in crypto? Probably not. Will people want to invest in stocks? Probably not. Will people want to watch Netflix anymore? Probably not. You get the drift, right? Now, if we do keep dropping and do drop, it's going to affect us. It's going to affect the dollar, which is still vibrant and bullish, very bullish at the moment, which is fine. But we've got to think of the bigger picture. And as I say, so when we look at the likes of Bitcoin, for example, here, and we zoom out, we're on the 3-month time frame here, by the way, which looks mental. You got to look at the obvious here. Why would you want to buy these when you can look to buy down here? I think, personally, anything around this 17k level all the way down to potentially 10, don't paraphrase me here, could be a nice area to buy. We could be floating around this area for about a year or two. You will have time. You will find it boring. You will probably get a lot of temptation to jump in the market at a certain point, like what you were a couple of weeks ago when things were going a bit mental here. This is where the accumulation phase is key for wealth generation. You need to buy low and keep buying. The worst thing that I could say to anyone who's not fully convinced that they're in the market for the right reasons is buy more. If you bought at 60k and you've not bought any Bitcoin right now to dollar cost average down and bring that order down, and you're thinking, no, I'm not doing that, you're in the wrong market. Sell and go. Simple as that. You're not here for the long-term game. You're here for quick money. No one wants to get rich slow, basically. That's kind of the mantra. And everyone wants to get rich quick, don't they? It's kind of obvious. It does happen. There is lottery tickets. There is 100x gains, which is what this thumbnail is about. Now, you can make massive money. Not with Bitcoin, obviously. Yes, you can make a 3, 4, 5 potential X. Obviously, yes, in my opinion, if we go down to those low levels. However, money makes money. If you're making money and you're taking profit and you got money to put back in the market, it's going to compound. And over a period of years, over a period of decades, you are going to make wealth. I've been in this market since 2016. The amount that I'm playing with now versus what it was when I first started off is different gravy. It really is a different dynamic. Part of that I hated it. Part of it I struggled. Psychologically, I wasn't prepared for it. But I got over it. I learned, right? Let's look at Ethereum. Another great example here. I'll remove all the noise. Top asset. It's a bit clunky, it's a bit cluggy, it's a bit heavy, but it works, right? However, if you are considering to buy at $4,000 or $5,000 because you think it's the next best thing since sliced bread, you're in the wrong market. You should be waiting for the lows. Now, that being said, I have got some cheeky bids in on this, and I don't care. If it goes to $480, there's a big order going through from me. Put it that way. Because I believe from that point I will make a 10x, because I do believe it will go to its all-time high again. That's my personal opinion, and that is what I've planned for. My plan is to try and find obvious assets, not loads of them, not loads of different assets, lots of good assets that I believe will do well in the future. So picking the obvious using size is my game. I always have played that game because there's less to worry about and it works. If you want to be more speculative and go for the low cap coins, crack on, do your thing, right? But for me, I'd rather go heavy on Ethereum at the lows, knowing that I've got the profit there for me to put into it and not be too worried about it. Even if it misses and it goes to $3,000, I've still made money, right? Simple as that. You got to keep it super simple and not worry. So if you are not thinking about levels down here, for example, you know, where we've previously had a stop and turn and a gigapump from this point, or previous levels of support and resistance from the previous cycles, you should be. But that being said, that doesn't mean not to buy. I will probably be buying little bits here and there. I already am on my Bybit account, right? I'm literally trading it, I'm playing the game. And the way I look at it, these levels are to be bought. You just got to keep buying them, keep buying them, keep buying them. Over time, we could be talking 18 months where we're in these low ranges potentially, right? Just hypothetical. If we are, you've got time. If you've working a job, cool. Work out your salary. Work out your monthly expenditure. Work out your income. Guess what? I could put away $100 every month into Ethereum at whatever price I want. I've got time to do that. And then, the worst bit, yeah, sit and wait. Sit and wait and see what happens. That is the game of investing. It is not exciting. It's relatively boring. It really is, guys. It really is pretty boring. But you just got to look at the bigger picture. The market cap of the entire market here. You can see that here. Did a video not too long ago. I will be going heavy here. I will be going in even heavier here. It's just the way it is. That is my plan. At the moment, I'm chilling. I'm waiting to see what happens for Q4. I'm happy not investing. I'm happy just accumulating a little bit on my Bybit account, a little bit of trade, a little bit of dollar cost averaging to showcase that on my Patreon that you can build a portfolio via the most simple thing. Dollar cost averaging, putting so much in per month, base currencies, and also trading if you so wish to as opportunity. Not everyone wants to do that. People look at taxes, people look at other things. But for me, they will be obvious assets that will do well because you bought them low. You can though, however, that being said, let's go on to it. Find some diamonds in the rough, i.e. coins that are not very well known or new coins that could come out that look very, very good, or with good tokenomics that could do very well. There's a lot of coins down here that are 90% down, 80% down, but have not really gone really hard in the new cycle, or the previous cycle, sorry. The likes of Moonbeam, for example, came out at, let's say, the wrong time. Fully up and running and operational, that could go beyond its all-time high. As an example, not financial advice, it's just an example. There's a lot of coins that have came out at the wrong time, that they are developing, they're doing well, and they never really had a good gauge of a run. That's happened in the previous cycle where I have made some money on. But you've got to buy low first. If the fundamentals are good, you've done your research, you've got a plan, and it's all there, tickety-boo, you're an investor. Well done. Congratulations. The hard bit is taking profit. Now, going back in time a little bit, the people that were late were not taking profit. I know this. I know this by looking at their Twitter account, knowing when they started. I know this by what they say to me. If you were down here and you were buying, say, Zilliqa, for example, like at 0.005% or whatever stupid numbers it was, and you weren't taking profit at 20 cents, that is your own fault. If, however, you were late to the market and you bought Zilliqa at, say, 20 cents and you didn't take any profit because you thought it was going to go much higher, that's kind of your fault, but only on the entry. The exit, you can't really govern. The problem is a lot of people get very, very hyped up, myself included, right? I'm a lot more measured now, I'm a lot more boring, most people say, but this is financial education, so to speak. You can't really be entertaining unless I'm doing something totally different. However, if you're late to the game, remember your risk. If you're early to the game, remember to take profits. Incrementally up, nothing wrong with that. If you are going to look at your portfolio and measure it out in terms of when you bought and when the previous all-time high was, that will give you a level of realism. I talked about this on my Patreon. If I'm buying, say, so many Polkadot at how many units and I won that many units, I want to know what the value of that would be worth if it went to all-time high. Obviously, it's what if, it may never get to all-time high. But it gives me realism that, hold on, if that goes to there, where is it going to be if it's at $40 or $25, whatever? I know that I've got money that I can go, well, I could just take profit, that I can take out my stake bag or my risk bag, whatever it may be. Some people don't do that. Some people just think, oh, it's going to go to $100, $200, $300, I'm going to make $1 million. Doesn't always happen. This is a market where there's buyers and sellers. Guess what? The sellers often win. So if you enjoyed this video, new ones are here. Make sure you keep up to date. Leave a like and a subscription. And yeah, back on Monday.